All right, anyways, this weekend, the Portland Timbers are putting their 5-match unbeaten streak on the line against LAFC. After being on the road for 2 matches, the Timbers are back for the only time in Providence Park Saturday night to host their Western Conference rivals, and kickoff is set to be at 7:15 p.m. And joining me tonight to talk about this weekend's highly anticipated matchup, we got none other than former U.S. national team player and MLS Spanish language analyst, Marcelo Balboa. How are you?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Such an honor to have you here today. How do you like in Portland,
I love Portland. I did a 9-mile walk today, walked around, got some food, and it's down by the riverfront's beautiful.
You said 9-mile walk?
I did 9 miles, yes.
Wow, okay. That must be a fun morning, I'm assuming.
I got in early because usually when we're going to Portland, there's rain or there's something. I come here and it's beautiful, 70 degrees, and I left Colorado snow, so I'm good. I'm happy.
You're happy?
I'm happy.
We got to talk about the Timbers a little bit. Is it fun to come here to Portland and talk about the Timbers? I know you do the Spanish side a little bit, and then I call the Timbers like the South American national team just because we got so many guys from South America.
Yeah.
Is it fun to have a team like that?
It's just fun when there's always such a big rivalry. When you talk about Seattle and Portland and you talk about fan base, we always talk about it's one of the best along with Seattle, you know what I mean? So when you come here, when the team's doing well, that stadium is just electric. You know what I mean? It's so easy to call a game because there's no need for the energy to get higher or lower because it's so high already. And when you come in playing the way they're playing right now, and finally you can see that it's starting to gel. They're starting to get bodies back, which are healthy. They're starting to play their type of soccer what people want to see. They're defending better. So, yeah, you know what? It's always exciting to come to Portland.
So we were talking behind the camera a little bit, and you do a lot of your notes and everything. How long does it take you to prepare and get to know a team that you might not know a little bit?
The beauty of it is we get to have phone calls with the coaches. Like this morning, I got in at like 9:30. We had a conference call set up already at 10 o'clock, so we got to talk to Phil. We got to ask him questions, and he gives us the insight and all that stuff. So, but preparing, God, it starts usually on Monday. You'll start looking at, I'll go back and I'll review the game that we did. Then I'll see the next opponent who plays the 2 games. If we did them, if we haven't did them, you kind of go back and look at those old notes. So it's not like a block of 8 hours today and then I won't do anything tomorrow. It's 2 or 3 hours every day leading into that game, or even more depending on how much you want to watch. Like I said, I usually go back and watch at least the game. Like if next week we got San Diego, so I'll go back and watch San Diego this week, San Diego the week before. You look at the notes and you go through the game I did 3 weeks ago from San Diego, and you kind of start building up towards that Friday meeting and then Saturday game.
It's just constant lessons, right?
It's constant making sure you don't screw up the guy's name. There you go. That's the important part.
You brought up guys' names. What's one guy on the Timbers that you're going to be on the lookout for tomorrow?
I don't think there's one. I think when you look at Portland right now, they just seem to be gelling finally. And we talked to Phil at the beginning of the year, and he said it's going to take us a little time because of a lot of injuries with Rodriguez and the guys that are just coming back. So, and he was right. It took him a little bit of time, and little by little you can see what he wants. They defend very well. They hit you quickly on the counterattacks. They move the ball around well. So you can go from Anthony. You can go from Moreno, wherever you want to go. You can go De Costa. So they've got quality players in every position, and consistency, which is important.
So you played for the Rapids. I'm assuming you still.
I did.
I'm assuming you still follow them closely.
I very much do, yes.
So what can you tell us? The Timbers just announced Omir Fernandez as a midfielder acquisition today. What can you tell us about him?
You know what? Wonderful kid. Hard worker. He gets on the field. He's got good pace. He likes going at players, and I think when you look at him, it was about getting some consistent minutes. And I think it's a great pickup, absolutely great pickup for Portland, because they're looking for a little bit more depth. I think he gives you that depth. He's good on set pieces, knocking them in. So, like I said, everybody has to kind of, at this stage of the game, they're trying to fill in those little tiny cracks, those little tiny pieces where you can get some depth on that team. And I think with Omir, you got it.
Real quick in this first section,
Yeah.
what can you tell us about LAFC and what should fans look out for tomorrow?
You know what? I think they're coming off a big block of games. They've got an opportunity finally to kind of sit back and have a week of training. This is a team that just is trying to find themselves. Bowanga's trying to find himself. Only has one goal. You know what I mean? That's not what we're used to seeing. I think when you look at this, Giroud's trying to find that goal. You know what I mean? I think that's a big plus. You've got young kids like Ordaz. So this is a team that it's LAFC. You know what I mean? That you know what you're going to get when you play them. They're going to get a team that's going to hit you quickly in transition, a team that wants to hit you with the two wingers and quickly get down the wings. So that's what I'm saying. When you look at the games this weekend, this is one of the most attractive games because you've got a team that's really coming off 5 games unbeaten. You know what I mean? Then you've got another team who, you know, is upset and trying to get back into the standings because of what happened with Champions Cup.
Yeah, that was such an exciting game with Messi as well. All right, Marcelo, I have bad news for you. You're not done with me.
It's all good.
We got more coming up. Welcome back. We got none other than Marcelo here with us. He's a TV analyst for Apple TV for the MLS, in Spanish, by the way. Is it hard to make that transition sometimes from English to Spanish when you're about to work?
Yeah, sometimes I get stuck on the words, so I go back to my Spanglish because I can't think quick enough sometimes. The word I want to think of is English to Spanish. So, but it's gotten better over the last 3 or 4 years working with Do the N and working with Apple. And but yeah, it's sometimes the translation, what I think should be, isn't what it is.
Because you were telling me that your parents are Argentinian, right?
They're Argentinian.
What language did you learn first?
I spoke Spanish first, and then as a kid, I kind of started going to school, and then you kind of went away from Spanish, completely went away from Spanish, and went to English, and then I had to relearn Spanish again, and I had a quick lesson when I played in Mexico to get back into Spanish.
I'm asking like I don't know, but everyone knows here that I came from Univision as well.
There you go. There you go.
What is your favorite part? Let's say tomorrow you're starting your day with another 18-mile walk, I'm assuming. What's your favorite part about game days?
You know, it's game day. It's game day. There's a game. 2 teams are on the line. 2 teams are playing for 3 points. 2 teams are desperate, and I'm not saying this, but you're always desperate for points to move your way up the ladder. I get up and I'll do probably, again, 6 to 8 miles tomorrow in the morning, just kind of routine, get up and do it. But the game day, the best part is when you show up at the stadium and the guys come out and warm up and the fans are just packed at that place and they're already with their smoke and Timber Joe's doing his vroom, vroom with his machine. So it's like I said, it's pretty electric here.
So we've had a couple of years of MLS on Apple TV.
Yep.
How has that been, that experience from, you know, this is brand new basically to everyone?
It's been awesome. You know what I mean? When we started playing, everything was local, except ESPN had 1 game, okay? That was really it. And we've always thought, because we were the pioneers that came into this in '96, that we wanted to make sure that we left everything, at least the foundation was set, you know what I mean? And now when we talk about global, I mean, this is a global league now. This is a league you can see anywhere in the world on Apple TV. So I've got family that watch it in Argentina. I've got friends who watch it in Uruguay.
That's amazing.
I've got friends who've watched it in Germany. So listen, like I said, we're reaching what we want to reach. We want to be one of the best leagues in the world, and we're not going to do that right away, but we're getting there. We're 30 years in. Other leagues are 100 years in. But the strides that we've made are solid. We're putting this Messi and David Beckham, when they came, and Thierry Henry, they've put this league on the map. And now with Apple, you can pretty much see it anywhere in the world, and I think that's huge for us.
One of my last questions, but what do you think is next for MLS on Apple TV as far as like the viewer experience? What could be next that we can experience?
Oh man, that's a great question. It's a long-term deal. So every year they're coming up with different things, between the La Previa that they do, the 360 show they do, the All-Star games, you know. You name it, they're trying to hit every aspect possible. They're starting to do stuff during the off season. I think with World Cup coming around, you're going to see a lot more things on Apple and Apple Plus. So I think there's no ceiling for Apple and MLS. And over the next 6 to 7 years, hopefully you'll get to see and experience, you know, what this league's about.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Marcelo, for
Thank
being
you
here
for
with
having
us
me,
today.
man.
If y'all want to listen to Marcelo tomorrow, 7:15, Apple TV in Spanish, you have to listen in Spanish because he will be there.